Notebook will change the way you work, the way you study. It's absolutely excellent. You don't want to miss this. It's free. Today I will talk about the update. Plus, I will show you how to create a podcast, a mind map, summarize information, compare information. This is wow. Let's start our tutorial. Link will be in description. As always, do not worry. Start off by signing up, and when you open, if you already have notes, which are groups of files, they'll appear here. Just open one of your notes. If you don't have one, stick till the end because I'm going to show you how to do it. As you can see, the update is over here. You can have a video explanation. Can you see the potential? Wow. For school, for a company. Oh, you can even change an icon here. So let's choose a source. I'm going to add a video source from YouTube. And just click on video. That's it. You have to wait a few minutes, but it doesn't take long. And you can download it. Before I show you the result, don't forget, I'm going to teach you how to create a podcast, a mind map, and so forth and so on. You will love it. So at the end, you'll have all these explanations. This is the result.
You know, for the longest time, the future we saw in movies, whether it was the Jetsons or Blade Runner, it always felt like it was, well, in the future, a distant prediction. And then it felt like a switch flipped. All of a sudden, these massive breakthroughs in artificial intelligence started happening not over decades, but in a matter of months. We went from just dreaming about intelligent machines to actually talking to them every single day. So what on earth happened? Why does it feel like the future didn't just arrive, but kind of slammed into the present? Well, the answer is a story about exponential growth, a concept that we humans are just, not really built to understand. It's a curve that starts off so slow it's almost invisible, and then boom, it goes nearly vertical before we've even had a chance to process what's happening. So to really get what's going on, we've got to trace this whole journey. We'll start with the early rule-based systems, then touch on the infamous AI winters that followed. Then we'll get to the real game changers, the hardware catalyst and the deep learning explosion that brought us right here to our current exponential reality. All right, let's do this. Okay, so let's rewind the clock. We're starting way back in an era of pure, simple logic. From about the 1950s to the 70s, what people called AI was really just a very clever but very rigid series of if this, then that statements. Everything was meticulously programmed by a human. This is where the first seeds were planted. It really kicks off in 1950 when Alan Turing asks that fundamental question: can a machine actually think? By 56, the field gets its official name, artificial intelligence, thanks to John McCarthy. Then you start to see the first real attempts, like the perceptron, and even the very first chatbot, Eliza. Eliza was brilliant, really. It just mimicked a psychologist by turning everything you said back into a question starting with why. It was clever for sure, but it wasn't actually learning a thing. And that perceptron, it was this fascinating early version of a neural network. The whole idea was to give different weights or levels of importance to various inputs to get the right output. The process was so manual, so tangible, that researchers would literally keep track of these weights on what they called cute little sheets of paper. I mean, that's a whole world away from the giant, invisible datasets we have now. But, as you might have guessed, that early optimism just couldn't last. These hand-built rules and super simple models could only take us so far, and the whole field was about to get put on ice. Yep, the first AI winter. A pretty scathing report basically called out the limits of the perceptron. And just like that, faith in AI, it evaporated. Funding dried up completely. The problem was, the big ideas were there, but the computers just weren't powerful enough yet to actually make them happen. So progress just slammed to a halt. But then, in the mid-80s, we got a little thaw. A new idea started gaining traction, machine learning. Instead of just following rules, models could actually learn from data. This led to incredible advances like backpropagation, which is a fancy way of saying a model could learn from its own mistakes. And then there was LeNet, one of the very first AIs that could recognize images. There was huge promise here, but the progress still wasn't fast enough. Skepticism crept back in, and a second, shorter AI winter arrived.
Okay, so this is where the story gets really interesting, because while all this AI research was stopping and starting, a completely different revolution was quietly brewing in the background, a hardware revolution. And it would turn out to be the one missing ingredient.
Then, in 1997, you get this. IBM's Deep Blue beats Garry Kasparov, the reigning world chess champion. Now, even though Deep Blue was still basically a rule-based system, it was this massive public demonstration of raw computing power. It put AI back on the world stage and totally set the scene for the real catalyst.
And that catalyst was the GPU, the graphics processing unit. For years, we all just thought of GPUs as the things that made our video games look amazing. But they had a secret superpower. See, a CPU is like a single genius, solving really hard problems one at a time. A GPU, on the other hand, is like an entire army of workers, all doing thousands of simpler tasks at the exact same time. It's called parallel processing, and it was exactly what AI needed to break through.
The real light bulb moment, though, came in 2007. NVIDIA released CUDA. This was a software platform that finally unlocked that massive parallel power of GPUs for everybody, for any kind of general AI development. All of a sudden, that army of processors wasn't just for making games look pretty. Researchers finally had the horsepower they'd been dreaming about for decades. This was it. This was the moment the curve started to bend upwards, for real.
So, with the raw power of GPUs finally unleashed, that slow 50-year burn was about to turn into an absolute inferno. This right here is where the curve goes vertical. Welcome to the deep learning explosion.
So, what exactly is deep learning? Well, think of it like this. Those early neural networks had maybe one processing layer between the input and the output. A deep neural network has tons of them, many hidden layers. This lets it analyze information with way more complexity, way more nuance. And when scientists combine these super complex deep networks with the massive parallel power of GPUs, well, things just exploded.
And the pace just became relentless. 2011, IBM's Watson wins on Jeopardy, and we all get Siri on our iPhones. 2012, an AI literally teaches itself to find cat videos on YouTube. 2016, AlphaGo beats the world champion at Go, a game that's infinitely more complex than chess. And then in 2017, this paper, with the best title ever, Attention is All You Need, gives us the transformer architecture, which is basically the engine behind almost every AI you use today.
That transformer architecture led directly to the GPT models, and their evolution has been just breathtakingly fast. I mean, look at this. 2018, GPT-1 shows some potential. Just 1 year later, GPT-2 is so powerful it starts to make people nervous. A year after that, GPT-3 comes out, and it feels like you're talking to something genuinely intelligent. And then, bam, late 2022, ChatGPT is released to the public, and the world pretty much changes overnight.
And this insane acceleration wasn't just limited to text. The same year ChatGPT mastered language, AI also mastered generating images. And just 2 years after that, it mastered video. I want you to really think about that. In the span of about 24 months, AI went from struggling with basic sentences to generating entire realistic video worlds from a single text prompt.
So, here we are. Today, we are living on the vertical part of that crazy exponential curve. And that means we have to change how we think about what AI even is.
There's this famous quote from AI pioneer John McCarthy that just perfectly captures our relationship with this tech. Think about it, right? Siri, Alexa, Google Maps. These things were straight out of science fiction not that long ago. And now, they're just apps. We get used to these unbelievable feeds so fast that we just keep moving the goalposts for what we consider real AI.
And this brings us to the single most critical change in this entire story. For decades, the thing holding AI back was always human ingenuity or human funding. That is no longer true. Right now, we are actively using AI to help us design the next generation of AI. The human bottleneck is being removed from the equation.
That means the rate of growth could actually start accelerating itself. So, I'll leave you with this question. The last AI winters were caused by a lack of money or a lack of computing power. But in a world where AI is literally accelerating its own development and investment is at an all-time high, what could possibly slow it down now? What does the next AI winter even look like? And in this new exponential reality, would we even notice it before it was over?
So let's check out Notebook. So these are all your notebooks, your notes, or you can create a new one. Now you can add sources. You can ask anything and it will summarize, compare information, whatever you want, related to the sources you chose on your left. On your left menu, choose a source and then just click Mind Map. You can check it out here. You can open it and download it. When you click in the arrow, it opens all the subtitles and you get an overall view of all the document you chose. Brilliant. Naturally, you can download it. This is fantastic. Mind you, if you want to have it complete, you have to open all the arrows. When you don't have an arrow anymore, it means it doesn't open any more subtitles. I don't know about you, but I love this. Did you know you can also find more sources? So just click on Discover. You can tick or untick the sources and it will add to your group of sources. How about a podcast with several sources or just one? Go to the studio. This is absolutely amazing and so interesting. Don't forget to choose the language of the podcast. And that's it. This is fabulous. I've already done 3 videos on Notebook and I literally assure you this is going to change the way you work. You will love it. So, if you like the video, do like, subscribe and hit that notification button so that I can keep on bringing you the best free AI tools for you in your projects. Thanks so much for being here with me on my journey. Bye bye for now.